Hello everyone and welcome back to Anxiously Beauty. Today we are going to do a different style video here. I am going to show you guys my eyeshadow palette collection. Let's get started. So this video is not sponsored in any way, it's just me and my opinions. Also guys, I'm going to be doing this video in parts because let's just face it, I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. Like eyeshadow palettes are probably like my favorite thing about makeup. But anyways, so we're going to do this in parts. So this is part 1, part 2 will be out here eventually. So the first one I have here is the NYX Professional Ultimate Shadow Palette. There's that. They had another one of these too. It was more of a neutral palette, but I do like my colors, so I picked up this one. I've had this for a while. But look how pretty those colors are. Like, that is a beautiful color story in my opinion. It's like almost every single color that you could need. Gorgeous. And it's nice and travel size too. Oh, if anybody wants to keep count of the eyeshadow palettes, feel free to do that in the comments. This is Winky Luxe Kitten palette from BoxyCharm. A friend gave this to me. It's a very cute, travel-friendly palette. There it is. There's some pretty colors in there. I don't use this too often. I don't know why. I mean, she's pretty. I should use this more. I should break this palette out sometime and do like a eyeshadow palette revisit. This, I don't even know if they make this anymore or if they sell this anymore. I haven't seen it like anywhere, but this is the ColourPop Semi and Precious Shadow Palette. I haven't used this in a hot minute either. I feel bad like showing you guys like eyeshadow palettes you could be interested in and then they don't sell anymore, but this is my collection here. So, friend gave this to me too. But these colors, it's an all shimmer palette, but look how pretty those are. I haven't used this in a hot minute either. I think I've only ever used this once. I should break this one out again too. Definitely pretty. Alright, this is the Profusion Cosmetics Neon 10 Shade Palette here. I don't have enough Profusion eyeshadow palettes. I need to get more of them because they are nice. Like I have like maybe 2, 3 at the most I want to say, but definitely, you guys know, colorful again. I promised I have neutral palettes too. But look at that. How fun is that? Gorgeous. Also, these colors show up pretty nicely too. Like, let's just do Rad, Logical, and then let's just do Like. So, there's those 3 colors. Terrible swatches, but there's those 2 colors there. Green did not show up. Logical, that's like a lime green, but I noticed this one is a little bit more chalky than the rest of the shades in here, but still pretty. There it is right there. Remember how I just said they show up nicely? Yeah, maybe that one. It's still a nice palette though. But I noticed about that palette, some of the shades are just a little bit on the chalky side, but still nice. Moving on, this is the, woo, if I don't lose it, Mora, hopefully I'm saying that right, Little Fairy Tales palette. Pretty cover. And then you open her up. Nice mirror in there, and look at all those gorgeous colors in there. Some neutral colors in there, a little bit of pop of color as well. Mattes and shimmers. Definitely a very pretty palette. Like, this would be a very cute everyday palette. Or a good fall palette too. This is Spoiled Cosmetics. This is, I believe, called the Gamer Girl palette. Take it out of the box here. But it's in the shape of a game console, which I think is really cool. And then it's got little batteries in the back. Like, packaging on this is... We love her. And then it says, quit playing games with my heart above the mirror there. Look how pretty that is. And I use these. Down here is more of highlights than anything. I haven't actually used that one, but this one I have. Just since we're here, why not? Even has a like a white shade in there, which I think is cool because you just never know. Ooh, that's pretty. Guess that could be used for your eyes too, but I mainly use those two bottom shades for highlight. But definitely a very fun palette and looks like super cool on your vanity. And plus, like, it's so unique, the packaging and everything. Super cool. Also, these are pressed glitters up here. I use them a little bit. You guys know how I feel about pressed glitters. They're not exactly my favorites, but I will try to use them once in a while. Here's another NYX palette. This is the Tetris 80 Pan Artistry palette. This guy's big, but he's sure cool. You guys know Tetris at all? Look at all those colors to choose from. Look at that. And it's like a Tetris board or a Tetris game right here. And it shows you like different options for like different styles you want to go for. Or different colors, I mean. But how cool is that? It's fun. My desk is getting taken over. I have to move some of these to the floor. This is the Color Board by Beauty Glaze palette. This is a very, that insert always falls out. But this is a very unique palette with the way it opens, which is cool. Whoops. It's magnetized right there, but then you do that. So this is where that insert came from. But it's kind of divided by colors with little random pops of like different colors in there. So like those, for example, but green. If I can get it with this way here. There we go. It's got orange. So green, orange. Blue. Different tones. And purple. Like, how cool is that? Right? It's fun to use. The only thing I don't like about it is this little insert guy just will not stay in. It definitely gives you choices if you like colorful eyeshadow. I also found this on Walmart's website, but I'm sure if you go under Beauty Glaze, it might be under there too. Don't quote me on that, but Walmart website is where I got mine. Here's another one I got under the Walmart website. This is Beauty Creations, the Alicia palette. Now, and they have several of these too that are like different characters, but they have like different names because I'm assuming they can't use like the rights at Disney. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love using this palette. All sorts of different colors in there. You can make a neutral look out of this or a fun, colorful look as well with some shimmers in there and a bunch of mattes. One of my favorite brands, Makeup Revolution London. This is the Soph X Extra Spice palette. You guys have seen me use this often. If you've been on my channel for a bit. But it is reflective, so sorry about that. And then you open it up. And look how pretty this is. Like, look at that big mirror. Gorgeous. Definitely like a fall palette, but you can use it anytime as well. Definitely you can do a neutral look out of this too, but some fun pops of color in there as well. Another Revolution London palette. This is the Chilled palette. Another one that I like to go to and use. Also a metal case. We love that. Or is that a tin? Anyway. It's cool. It reminds you of like those old pencil cases you can get back in the day. And I love this palette so much. The greens in here are just gorgeous. So fun to use. We all know what theme this is. Alright, here's a new one. Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette. Pretty packaging. I believe these may have been a BoxyCharm one too. I have not used this often. I should break this one out too. Palette Revisit. Look how pretty that is. I don't know why I don't use this more. I've only used it like once. But it is pretty. Definitely a fun palette. Like I know what you guys are thinking, like I have so many. No wonder I only use them like only once. But that's why I like to do eyeshadow palette revisits, so that way I can go back and use the palette, because like this for example, I only used it once, so I need to do an eyeshadow palette revisit of this palette, because I don't like using something once and then just like not using it anymore. I feel like that's wasteful. So look for that video eventually. This one I got from a friend. This is the Illuminix? Isa? I don't know. I never know if I'm saying that right. But this palette right here, Glam palette. I think this might have been from BoxyCharm too, but a friend gave it to me. Have to do an eyeshadow palette revisit on this guy too. Jeffree Star Jawbreaker eyeshadow palette. I like it because it's colorful. There's the palette. Nice mirror, thick insert. Definitely a colorful palette, which you guys know I love. Alright, there's another one of Jeffree Star's cremated palette. Now this palette is like so unique to me, and that's why I like it. This palette is not for everyone. I'm gonna just say that right now. Kind of gives me Infinity War vibes. With the little... I can get it open. I like the marbled look too. But how cool is that? Like color story on this palette. Like how cool. Like I said, not for everybody, but kind of morbid, I guess, by the name and like some of the names of the shades. But this next one, I literally need to like hide the cover of it, because I mean, this is Jeffree Star, but I mean, if you know, you know, you know. But I can't even show you the case because I don't want to get in trouble here. Definitely a neutral lovers palette, which is great. Very pretty colors. Different shades of brown in there. Love it. Like I said, this palette isn't for everyone either, and I can't even say the name. But like I was saying, guys, if you know, you know, you know? This is the last of the Jeffree Star's palette, but this is Bloodlust palette. And it's like a velvet case, which I think is really unique too. I don't have the box to this because a friend gave it to me, but that's alright. I mean, look how cool that is, like a hexagon shape. Like, that is fancy. Like, jewelry could come in it or something. Definitely an interesting color story to this one. Whoops, there it goes. Now I finally wanted to center in on it. I don't use this one too terribly often, but it is nice. I should use it more. Then we have one that I bought at, I believe this was TJ Maxx. This is the Ellen Tracy eyeshadow palette. It's just what it's called, Ellen Tracy eyeshadow palette. See the names back there, but this is definitely pretty. I thought at first I wasn't too sure about this palette, but it turned out to be really pretty. The shimmers in here are gorgeous, and this is pigmented too. I mean, look at some of the marble looking shades in there. Like, it is beautiful, guys. I do recommend this palette a lot. Like, it makes me feel fancy. This is another Makeup Revolution London. This is the Hydra Turtle palette. It's the color scheme to that one. Definitely some fun blues in there with like that random hot pink one in there, which I think is funny. But it's called Starfish. I don't even remember if I've ever used this shade on here. Or in here, excuse me. Ooh, that was a nice swatch. Like, I know you can't tell everything by the swatch, but that was a nice swatch. Been a hot minute since I've used you too. Lovely palette. We are just about done here, guys. This is I Heart Revolution, which is another one of my absolute favorite brands. This is their Fruity Pebbles shadow palette. They have the Fruity Pebbles, and then they have the Cocoa Pebbles, which is more of a neutral one, which maybe someday I'll get. But for now, we have this one to show you. I love how this one opens up like a book too, and then it has like Fruity Pebbles all on the side there. Fun fact, Fruity Pebbles is one of my favorite cereal. Nice mirror. Take out the insert here. Look how fun that is. There we go. Look how fun that is. And I love a little stamp of spoons in there. Definitely colorful, but I love it. I love using this. Shades in there are so pigmented too, and the names of the shades are fun as well. This is the I Heart Revolution Pumpkin Pie eyeshadow palette. This is coming up, Thanksgiving. Good themed palette. Look how pretty that color story is. Definitely good for this time of year or another fall palette here, or just whenever, but reminds me of this time of year because Thanksgiving is next week, guys. Like, that snuck up quick. I know I said that in a previous video, but it really did come quick. You blink and it'll be Thanksgiving, and then before you know it, it'll be New Year's. Another I Heart Revolution. This is the Gingerbread palette. Oops. I got these in a themed box set when I ordered them at around Christmas time a couple years ago, so that's why they don't have that, oh, what am I trying to say? They don't have boxes with them. I don't know if these are for individual sale or not. You guys would have to look. But this is another beautiful palette. We'll be using this before too long too. Look how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. This is the ColourPop Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette. One of my favorite Halloween movies. I know, like me and everybody else in the world, I like Hocus Pocus. And then here's this palette. I actually really like this palette a lot. On the darker side of colors, but definitely pretty. Also, I love like the animation up top of the Sanderson sisters. Definitely a fun piece to have for sure on your vanity or whatever. I have the Friends X Revolution eyeshadow palette here, and also the name of this is We Were on a Break. Now, I'm not a Friends fan by no means. I just never got into the show, but it's definitely a gorgeous color story. Look how fun that is and bright. I've only used this guy once too. We'll have to use it again. I keep saying that, but it's true. Beautiful. I love like the random mash of colors in this one too. And last but certainly not least for this video, this is the Morphe Mickey and Friends Truth Be Bold eyeshadow palette. I don't use this because I don't know, like the colors I used I wasn't the happiest with, so I'm gonna have to go back and revisit it. It's not a bad palette by no means, it's just I don't know, but I do like the color story in it. Like, and then you got a stamp of like Daisy over here, Mickey's shorts, Minnie Mouse's face there, Donald's there, there's another Mickey Mouse right there, thumbs up, there's Mickey right there. I'll have to give this palette another shot. I think it was maybe the colors I used that weren't the greatest in here. They weren't like super pigmented, so we'll have to try it again and see if my opinion changes a little bit more. Definitely a beautiful palette though. Alright guys, that is it for part 1. Be on the lookout for part 2 coming up here soon. Also guys, I want to end this video with how I store my eyeshadow palettes. Now I have a bunch over here that you guys can't see that's in like a big like desk on wheels type of thing. But I also like to use envelope sorters. I get a lot of mine at secondhand stores, but definitely a very cute way to like store your palettes so that you can see them. So I use that. And there's also actual like eyeshadow palette holders you can get, but I get these too. This is a plate holder. So I just go into like the kitchen aisle of wherever, and sometimes I can find these. This is a genius way, in my opinion, to store them, and they're pretty much exactly like a eyeshadow palette display holder thing. But yeah, dishes holder. So just a little fun fact for you guys. This definitely works as well. And look how much I can hold in there. Definitely pretty cool. But I've seen that online, and I went out and bought some of them, and voila. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry it's going to be a little bit of a longer video today. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It does really help me out a lot, and I appreciate it. Also guys, if you want to see more of me, hit the subscribe button by hitting the little bell over there to see future uploads from me. We have fun here. Or we'd love to have you here. We have fun here. And as always guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and just watching my videos. It means the world to me as well. That's going to be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and head out, and I will see you guys soon with another new video. Bye guys.